we're going to jump in back with NextJS, and then we're just building a little bit of a boilerplate, something that I'm going to be using for clients and my own website eventually as well. And I was thinking about some of the stuff that I could do, so I started to think that we need to do something a little different for the links. And so we're going to go down and back a little bit to where we have, where is it? I think it's, so it's not CT, oh, sponsored block. That's what we needed. So we're going to come here and do, instead of the sponsored link, what I'd like to do is actually create a group here. And so the reason for that is to keep all this the same, and I want to add more. So this is also going to, first it's going to be link, and then type, it's going to be a group. And so the reason I want to do this is to keep all of the link information all in one place, and I want more than just the actual link itself. So yes, that's important, so we're going to bring that in here to the fields, but I also want to add another name and do target, and do type is going to be, we could either do or let's do it this way. We can do we did this somewhere else, so let's go back to CTAs, and we have, oh, it's in the buttons. So in the buttons we have title, link, text, and open a new tab. So I'm gonna take this and then paste it over here to our sponsored block. So instead of target, that way I'll have a better idea. I can just do open a new tab on the front end. Beyond that, I also want the title. So this is for accessibility. So we can leave this blank on the front end unless it's filled in, where we'll have, so we'll say use this field to describe what your link does for accessibility. Now there was one other thing that I wanted to add. It's over here on my phone, and then the CTA. So for the sponsored block especially, we're going to want to be able to change, it's still going to be text, but we'll do CTA call to action, still be text, but we want to be able to put like a read more or visit the site or something that's just more custom. We'll have a default, of course, but it would be nice to be able to adjust it as necessary. All right, so use this field to edit the default CTA for a sponsored block. Perfect. So that's really about it I wanted to do there. And this is what's needed for all links, really, but we can actually call this destination as well. So now when I query the API for this, I can look in the sponsored block and do link destination, link open a new tab, link title, link and CTA. So that'll make things a little bit easier when adding sponsored content. Cool. So I won't do that to, which is what I was thinking, is like maybe I can add it to the buttons as well, and then just use it as a reusable component, but it doesn't really make sense that way. So we'll leave that as it is. So that's it for sponsored block. One other thing that I was thinking about, and I'm just checking this off, I won't make it as a component. I've been thinking about a hero tab for the posts. And so we're gonna go over to see how Payload does this. One, because it's just easier to copy somebody else's. So I'm gonna go to their templates and go to the website. And let's see, is this 3.0? I don't think it is. So let's go up to, it doesn't really matter which beta, but I would like a beta. We'll look for in their source. Let's go to collections and then posts index. So here I just want to see if they have tabs. It doesn't look like it. So they have fields, which is the content. So it just looks like they are using the lexical editor with the ability of adding some features and some blocks. So that may be the direction I go as well. I'm seeing some other stuff that I might be interested in here, but for now I think we're okay with what we have in our posts. So I'm just going to mark that off as well. So let's take a look back here. We want to make sure that all of our globals are accounted for. So we're going to go to our global settings and see what we have here. So sticky banners, square logo, address, include menu in the footer. Yes, we'll need that. Got Google Tag Manager, domain. Perfect. So this is looking like I have everything I need, and if not, I can come back and add it. But let's take a look at social links. Social description, we got some channels. I think that's about all that's going to need as well. So all of our globals are accounted for. So we'll go ahead and click that off. And now, so we're going to add attribution to our media. So in order to see what we need to do with that, we're going to go back over not to Payload, but to the iPad and just look up media structured snippet. See if this actually gets me what I need. Because they call it something other than structured snippet. What do they call it? Rich text or rich results. Google. Not rich results test. I want to see structured data markup. That's what I'm looking for. So now we'll come, we looked at this last time. And then scrolling down here, I want image metadata. And so there are going to be times that I make the materials that I'm using, but other times where, like using a stock photo or something similar to that, you'll need to give credit where credit is due. So let's see what are required fields. So come down here. There's a table that's going to be easier to see. Okay. So content. So either creator or credit text or copyright notice or license. So with creator then, what we can do is come over here. So this is whenever there's an image upload. So first of all, this is using Sharp to change the format of the image from whatever I upload, which is any of these, to WebP. So that just reduces the file sizes quite a bit without reducing the quality. So I'm going to come down here and in fields, I'm going to create a new group as soon as I figure out where these brackets end. So this is going to be name credit, and this is going to be of type group. And so from here, we'll have fields, and we'll do not a string, we'll do an array, where we'll have, first will be name of creator, type text. Then we'll do name creator type. And then here I want to do type of select. And I want options, which is going to be an array, I believe, of options, where I will do, let's say, value label. And we'll just do a person or an organization. And there may be other options for this, but for now this is really all we need. Organization. And so then we can, oh, I'm not even sharing the right screen. Okay, well, I'm looking at the rest of this here. So I'm gonna go over to person, and I'll show the code here in a minute, because I'm looking to see if there's a same as field that I can use. Yep, same as. And so what I'll do is do one more creator link, and we're just going to make this a text field. And then I'd like to add a description. Oh, I need to show the code. So back over here I have the code. What I've done so far is in this credit group I've made a creator text, which is going to be, always want to leave a description. This is leave a name for who or what created or captured this image. Creator type, so we'll do admin here, description, choose if the creator is an organization or a person, and then one more here, do a description, link to the creators to a, get rid of that, oops, link to a creators website. All right, so all that will come in handy for when we go to the front end. So that's it for what we need for credit, if I recall correctly. Yep, recommended properties, name, credit, text, the name of the person and or organization that is credited. Okay, that's the name, so I'll just have to keep this open for when we come back to it. Perfect. So, that is done. So we're not going to look at the lexical plain text converter today because I'd like to jump into the front end. And I've seen quite a bit about Tailwind, so I may dive into some of that as well, but let's just start with, let's actually make sure that all of this works. And so with Payload, I'm going to make sure I generate types first. Payload, generate types. Okay, and that's done. So now we're going to do pnpm run dev. And so this will pull up on localhost, which I will pull over to the screen now. And it'll take a second to load, because I've got some other stuff going on in the background. It says it's compiled, so it should load up here any minute. Oh, it's not going to load because I need the admin panel. Now here I know my machine is not built for everything that I'm trying to do right now. I'm just using a MacBook Air running OBS and then trying to run Next on top of that. It does, I think I only have 8 gigs of RAM, so salute to this machine for sure. Right here, let's actually refresh because it looks like it's still trying to compile the home route. And I don't want to do that. Okay, we're just still waiting. Okay. Making sure I'm still alive here, because not only is Next trying to do a lot and YouTube trying to do a lot, but also so is, yeah, OBS is doing a lot, PyCharm is doing a lot. It's not really, I guess, optimized for this really, so let's see if reducing my yep, there I am, so small. I'm gonna bring myself back up here into a square. It said it recommended changing my camera resolution, so I just reduced that. Oh look, finally is loading. I'll get there. All right. So what is that? Nearly 3 whole minutes of loading. So for me, it doesn't typically take this much time to pull up something in Payload or in NextJS, but here we are, still just waiting, making sure that I'm still live. I wonder if I can turn down the resolution of my screen too. Doesn't look like it. I guess I'm just gonna have to be okay with what I'm getting. Is this loaded yet? Still not loaded. So at least it's compiled. That's a good look. All right. There we go. Oh, bunch of errors. Love that. Let's figure out what's going on there with name, schema, model. Discriminator with name steps already exist. So that tells me that I need to go to here, because I did not update one of these, it seems. Yep, so I just need to come in here and edit this real quick. And actually, I'm gonna kill this process here. Steps with icons, and we're actually gonna come into the terminal. Do pmv run dev there. All right, so it's looking like that. I'm going to be buffering a little bit here. No biggie. Oh yeah, I see it for sure. Oh well, okay, so good to know. But moving on. So I restarted the process in the terminal, which should help PyCharm a little bit in figuring out what to do. So now that I have updated steps to have steps with icons, should be good to go. Alright, you loading yet? Still compiling, but it's going. Let's make sure nothing is in here that I can't show. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh. Trying to see what this error is. If I start encoding preset, which I don't think I can change while I'm actually streaming. So you guys get to sit here with me. But compiled in about a minute, so it should be popping up here any minute now. Unless I get another bunch of errors, but we'll see. It doesn't look like there's anything else I can close either. Okay. There we go. We finally got it. So I'm just using test credentials for this. Let me get this out of the way so I can actually see it. That's wrong. So we're gonna go back to my config, which has it. Hopefully this smooths out a little bit here. Don't know why that popped up, which you guys can't see because it's on a different screen anyway. Alright, so we have did at payloadcms.com with the password of very secure test. Don't worry, you can't hack me through my local host. At least I hope not. Alright, let's get rid of that. Okay, I don't need to change that password. Let's log in here. Alright, there we go. Finally. So hopefully it doesn't keep telling me to change my password because this is the local host. It does not really matter. Alright. Still saying that I'm not receiving the video. Let's see if I can change something in that. And I can just go back to stream output. I'm going to go down to a lower bit rate. Which worked the last time I was here. So we'll see if that works any better. Faster encoding. Let's just double check that. I can't change that to video. Audio output stream, output encoder, video encoder. I think I'm okay. Maybe. We will see. Let's see if I can put. Doesn't look like there's anything faster I can do with encoder settings. That's okay. So hopefully we're doing okay. Streaming software connected. Thanks, OBS. All right, we're gonna go for it. Okay, so we need to put in a page. So let's create a new page, and we'll just call this home, where we'll have a hero content. We'll have home with, this is a sub header. We'll add 2 buttons. It's interesting. I don't know why this would shut me down like that. Index is not defined. Well, duh. Okay, so we need to go back to PyCharm. And this was in buttons. So we're going to go over here. And I'm guessing I need to go to button label. Yep, button label TS. So obviously index is not going to exist. But I wonder if it, let's see what we get from data. All right, well, let's go look at the docs then. So I'm gonna go back over here, make myself a little bit bigger, and we're just gonna go over to our friend, the docs. We're gonna go to the lay beta. And then I wanna look at fields. And then I want to look at, I guess, labels if I can find it. Let's look at overview, see if they have any information here. Yep, field options, field names, field level hooks, access, default values. All right, validation, context, basic field, admin options, custom ID, TypeScript. Not at all what I'm looking for. Let's see, not configuration. So it's not going to be in fields, admin. Custom components. See here. All right, so we have I guess I could use row number here. Let's give that a shot. Let's save that. See what's going on with the activity monitor. So there we go. Finally loaded. Alright, just need to go for it. Oh, I need to switch screen with face. Alright, so let's try this again. So we've got our home page. We'll put our headline as home. This is a subtitle. And then this is, we'll just call it primary, CTA, link. It doesn't really matter. Open a new tab. This will be secondary CTA. Link also doesn't matter. Sure, we won't open it in a new tab. Alright, I don't think I have any images, so I might just click and drop one over. Yep, didn't think so. So, sure, why don't we use the thumbnail I'm using for this video. If I can find it. Alright, business. Here we go. So we'll just go ahead and drop this in. We'll make sure that it registers that it's going to be there first. Now I'm going to upload this video, or this photo. Just got to load it first. There we go. So now we can see I have my media. I can add a title, which I'll just do test title. We'll have an alt description, which is going to be test alt description. And since we'll want to test a creator, we can just do my name. I am a person, and we can just do, we'll just do the homepage. No. Just my website. All right, so I'm gonna hit save on this, and there we go. We won't see a preview because I don't have that configured correctly. At least I don't think I do. So let me take a look at that. We'll come back to it in a second. Inspect first. Let's see. Yep, so I'll have to look into why that happened, but I can now go to the content. We're just going to add blocks. So we'll need a content with no media. And this is just so we can test stuff. Content, no media. This is a test of just a text block. And sure, we'll include a divider. We won't include CTA buttons. So then we'll do one with media. And so we're actually going to do two with media because I would like to, we'll do this as well, test the text positions here. So we're going to do foreground for this one with CTA button, test button. Again, link doesn't matter. We'll call it primary. And then we'll just say content with media. And then this is test text. And we'll just copy and paste this a bunch of times. While I'm thinking about it, we're going to put the page status as published. There's not going to be a parent page, and when we save, this should automatically save the slug, so we shouldn't have to do anything there either. So let's see what we have. Content media, let's go ahead and duplicate this because I want to do the same, but with the text position just on either side. So now we'll add another block with a map. make sure that we have activate block on all of them, and it looks like we don't on some of our older, but we do on some of our newer. So first, I'm going to come back into here. So I've got content no media has it. So I need to change the label first to activate block. Then we're just going to go through and add it, well, I guess re-add it to some of these. And then add it to a few. Keep going through CTAs, that's good. FAQ block should have it. Oh, I need to change CTAs though. Oh, looks like we're back up to an excellent connection. Oh, well, it's lower than recommended, but we're still okay. All right, FAQ block, that fixed. Pain points. Activate block. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. But, so, now, the activate block for this one needs to be above, it needs to be in the admin, but I can't actually do that. Unless, so we have an array called pain points. Oh, yes, okay. So let's get rid of this, because this is a field, so it just needs to come up one. No problem, glad I saw that. All right, so then we come here to this, steps. Of course, this is now going to ruin what I've done so far. All of that beautiful text that I've typed in. I'm not too heartbroken about it though. All right, fields, come back here. Here we go. Summary. There we go. All right, so now everything is up to par. Let's see if I can, let's save this before it refreshes my screen for me. All right, still submitting, but making it. See what's happening. So I'm pulling up the terminal. It looks like it should be working. Yeah, I just have a bunch of form state logged. Oh, here you can see the terminal. It's not a big deal. Okay, still compiling. There we go. Generating import map. So this should be about to refresh. Any second. Yeah, this is one of the big joys of working in NextJS without being able to use Turbo. I haven't tried Turbo again recently, but I remember it not really working with lexical a little while ago, so I haven't tried re-enabling it yet, but enabling Turbo probably would make this process way faster. Here we are, just awaiting. All right, there we go. Starting to. There's some errors in these import maps because I haven't done the logo or the icon just yet, but it looks like it went through. It's revalidating the page. Oh, it's done. Did not save a slug, so let's look at that real quick. So if I go to my pages. Because I'm gonna need that. So, yeah, slug. Let's see what happened here. Field to use should be title. Yeah, so it should have done it, but since it didn't, I can take care of it later. But here we go. We refreshed, but still the activate block is weird. Not the end of the world. We'll come back and we'll fix it. Alright, so content with maps where we left off. Do I have a map link? I probably shouldn't do this one, but are we reloading? Is that what's happening right now? Yes. Okay. Alright, so definitely need to fix that. Then we come over to content. There we go. Activate block is fixed. Got some stateful loading there. Content with media. Alright, so with map. So we'll just look up Payload CMS. And we'll take I guess directions works. No, I don't want to do this. Alright, so we won't do a map because that can get dangerous. So we will just do test map embed. So I just don't want to put any of that stuff online. So I won't put an address either. So we're actually not even going to test this block at all. So let's go ahead and remove this one and move on. Get rid of that there. Okay. So what do we have now? Card section. Yes. Did it not load? Card. Okay, so I don't really know what's happening there, but let's go over to SEO real quick. So I can auto-generate this, which should just be the home page as soon as it loads. I'm going to go ahead and choose the image that I've been using all across this one. Okay, yep, there's that. Description. This is a test description. And so this is using their SEO plugin. It just seems to make things easier. And so these about and entity about and mentions I use for entity SEO, which I will explain in a later video because I actually have a tool that can help with that. All right, so that updated much faster. Very good. All right, so let's see what happened here. So yes, card section. It did get loaded, but delayed for some reason. So we'll just we'll add 3 cards, all with the same image. And to test things, we'll do left aligned. This is card text. We won't include a button on that one. And then we can do center. This one will be center aligned. This is card text. And we'll do include a button on that one. To be test button. Doesn't really matter. We'll make it primary. then we're going to keep using the same image. And there is a way to add the thumbnail to that actual selector for when you do have more images. We'll come back and we'll fix all that. So I wonder actually, so if I choose from existing, I can select columns, and that should be under the title, but it does not look like it's working. Thumbnail URL. File name. Yeah. So the file name is the one that's supposed to be the thumbnail, but for some reason that's not working. So once I get this all set up, we'll go back and we'll end with going over how to get that done. So let's go ahead and choose existing. We'll do left. I know, right? So, oh, it doesn't really matter. Well, let's actually do this then. So, top aligned, right aligned. This is card text. And so the alignment is going to be in the image, not the actual text. Card section. All right, let's add another block. This is just be CTA, so I'm going to skip that one. Same with the video. Client logo. We need to test that one because I haven't done this one yet. Let's go back to Payload and see if I can seal their logo. I think their logo is an SVG, so that's not going to happen. But I can screenshot it. So let's do that. Now let's go take a look here. You won't be able to see what I'm doing because I'm over on a different screen, but so we'll do this logo. We'll call this one Payload Logo. Payload Logo. We'll pretend that I'm the creator even though I'm not. And then we'll just do payloadcms.com. And then we're just going to duplicate this twice just so we have something to work with. This will be logo section. All right, let's add another block. FAQ block, we need to change the label for that one. So FAQ block. Guess what? I don't know. All right, so very creative here. We'll duplicate this twice as well. So add another block, pain point. So we actually, no, this is fine. Pain point 1. I'll skip now. Let's add an image. So we'll keep the images. This is text for pain point 1. And then we'll, that's not what I meant to do, but that works. We'll duplicate it twice. After that, we have our sponsored block. Sponsored section. Anchor doesn't matter for this right now, so we'll just do, let's do this.com. It will open a new tab, and then we'll do check out Inlo Marks Great Services CTA. So again, I need to start taking some notes here. So I need to update CTA label in sponsored link. Then I need to update FAQ in FAQ section. So I want this to look good. Like, it's not just CMS that I'm going to see, it's CMS that other people are going to see. So learn more. Terrible CTA, but you know, learn more about all of Midlow fantastic services. And we'll go ahead and copy and paste this a bunch of times so we have something to work with. Add another block. Step 1. Yeah. So for steps, move header text out of array for steps with icons and pain points. Perfect. But for now, I'm just going to duplicate this a couple times. Step 2 and step 3. Do steps with icons. Do the same thing here. Let's think about this real quick. So I'm just going to look at Bootstrap icons, just make my life easier. If I can download one of these. Yep, download SVG, perfect. Great, so now I can take that download. I don't know if this is going to turn it into WebP, but if it does, it should still be fine because it, yep, there's transparency that I was looking for. Step 1. Bootstrap. There we go. Give credit where credit is due. Alright, save. So step 1. Then we'll do 2 more of those. Alright. I never added. Oh, well, the step, yeah, never mind. It's not going to say step 1. Anyway, add block. All right, let's see what we got. Summary block. This is a summary of what this page is about. And then I'm going to duplicate this in this one. I will try the activate block on. And then table of contents, which would necessarily be at the top, but so add table of contents. So anchor needs to move out and add header. Table of contents, perfect. So gotta love this. All right, header text. Well, the anchor, so this would be steps. Well, steps. Steps. I think I can do it that way. And then header text can be, what are the steps to work with Midlow? All right, and so we also need to move out the list numbering. I'll just duplicate this and do 2. So I think that's it for all the blocks. All right, great. So we're gonna hit save here. Something went wrong. That's very useful. Okay, so not exactly sure what went wrong here. Because nothing should have duplicate fields. Did anything pop up in the terminal? Oh, great. So hopefully everything I did is... Oh, it looks like it might have still saved. Alright, so the error I got you can see here is that lexical HTML field, because the linked lexical field does not have HTML converter feature. So I need to fix that. So a few things to fix. So I'll leave this on. So first, let's start from the top. So in the card section, let's make sure that lexical editor, all right, so I didn't need to update anything for card section. Don't need to do anything new for logos. Did I add anchor to the header section? I did. Perfect. So content with no media. There's no need to change anything here. With map, nothing to update there. With media, still good. Content with video, good there. CTA section. Let's just in case add the header section here. The Q block, so I want to change slug to so here I can definitely do okay, so I think I need to add we'll come back to that in just a second. So if we do first, we have the header section. Okay, so I'm doing labels, and we'll do a dictionary, or an object rather, of plural, which is going to be FAQs, singular, which is going to be FAQ. And then that should be it for FAQ, right? Yes, okay. So here I think is where our error is. So if I go over to our index and find so I don't have the HTML here on this one, so let's see if it's over on the posts. Yes, lexical HTML. So features, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and just copy this and then add it to FAQ block. And that should import it. Yep, perfect. So that should help there. And then we keep going with pain points, which I know we need to move the header section up. Okay. And then that should be it there. Sponsored block, do the same. No, the header section's already there. Link. Was there anything I needed to do with sponsor? Nope. All right, so we go to steps. Header section actually needs to come up here. So now it's just going to be fields of steps, which is great. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And then do a header section, do the same thing here. And then this way I'll have an image and text, which is great. We need that's the wrong one. Header section here. Perfect. Summary, which is going to be just text summary, and then table of contents. Here's where there were a couple things messed up. I need this to be out here to check. And then let's add header section. Perfect. So perfect. All right, so we do have the anchor there, and then I need to remind myself this is the set link. Okay, perfect. Now, let's go ahead and look at the media real quick. and see why I'm not seeing a thumbnail. And this will be the last thing we do. This is, we're at about an hour now, so perfect time to end is right about an hour. So let's go ahead and take a look over at our media. So let that load up. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go over to my docs, which you guys can't see right now. And so I see, I wonder if I just open the console. But if I inspect it, that's the actual collection. So yeah, the SVG is just the placeholder, which tells me that I need to update the thumbnail. So let's take a look. So if I go over here, media, where's that collection? Media. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I don't see the way that interesting. Okay, so I don't know why this isn't actually working. Enable displaying preview. So I wonder then, if I go to my config real quick, that's the fake password. None of this really matters. All right. So everything should be right. I'm going to take this off for just a second so I can look at a more sensitive file. At least I think it's sensitive. I don't actually know. Let's take a, it's the my, all right. No, this should be fine. So this is using my image folder here. So let's see. Oh, I think the problem, well, it shouldn't be using a local strategy. So it should be saving to the actual image. Resolved. Okay, looking at some errors here. Well, I see the file names. Let's see if I open it. Can't be reached. Oh, okay. So the problem is a me problem. Duh. So what I'm gonna do is I haven't actually set up this media bucket. That's what the issue is, I think. So I'm gonna log into Cloudflare over on my iPad and see if this is something that I can fix right now. Because if it is, oh, it's temporarily unavailable. Is Cloudflare down? Okay, so I'm not going to be able to fix this right now because going over to Cloudflare, their dashboard and their API service is down. So, or at least there are service issues. So I don't think I can go in. Yeah, it says it is temporarily unavailable, which means that I don't think I can access what I need to. And let's just make sure, yeah, making sure other sites are online, because that would be bad if all of this stuff just turned off. All right, so I think the problem then is that these pages don't exist right now, because I don't think I have enabled that media bucket, or that at least that URL for the images. So this will be something that we take on next time. I will go ahead and add this to my checklist. So we didn't actually get to the front end completely, but we're getting there. So what we're gonna do next time is set up the midlow, or set up images.midlowmark.com, and then we're going to then render something on the front end. So we've done a lot of homepage. Yeah, we did a lot. So we looked at all of our different different blocks. We then added them all to one collection, and then added test stuff, and of course waited for the rendering to finish. So that kind of sucked, but that's all right. There's one last thing I wanted to look at before calling it quits here, because it bothers me a little bit that my slug validation didn't work. Format slug, field to use. And it should have. So if I go back up to index, we had the slug right there. Maybe I should just add title for name to use, or field to use. All right, and then use this title as there. Perfect. All right, that's enough. So what's going on here? So my camera didn't do what I needed it to do. So it's just being weird altogether. All right, so let's set this back up to high, and then I'm going to explode off the screen. Wow, yes, very good, yes, very good. Let's get this all the way back here. Jeez. There I am. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like the content, like the video, and then subscribe. I'm going to be trying to stream 3 nights a week. So hopefully you enjoyed watching me struggle through watching NextJS load and working with some stuff on the back end with Payload. Leave a comment if there's anything that you want me to look at or try or struggle through. I'm happy to embarrass myself online. No problem with that. But looking forward to next time where we can actually start rendering stuff on the front end instead of just working all in Payload and working on the back end stuff. So again, subscribe if you liked it. I'll see you next time.